Dear professors and scholars, my name is Changqing. Today, I'd like to introduce my research evaluation of the concept of physical education and the Olympic Games. I'd like to introduce my research from four parts: introduction, background, translation, and introduction of the physical education, discussion, and conclusion. First is the introduction. The Olympic Games is a social cultural phenomenon based on the sports. Since its inception, it has always combined sports with culture and education. And another aspect, sport is a product of a specific social stage or for industry civilization. Greek philosophers, thinkers, and educators studied the concept of sports or physical education and described a large number of athletic sports in Homer's epic poems around the 9th and 10th centuries BC. In another aspect, with the formulation and stability of Western capitalistic production relations, sports terms and concepts has also been systematically organized by Western scholars under the term sports. Physical education, culture has emerged. Next is the background. The International Council of Sport and Physical Education defined sports as a sport that involves playing, competing with oneself or others, or challenging nature. In ancient times, sports activities were an important part of life, and a series of translations and different interpretations of the concept of physical education have emerged in China. With the internationalization of sports in the 20th century, there were significant differences in the understanding and application of sports amongst countries, which brought many difficulties to the research and communication of sports. So, it is necessary to discuss the concept of physical education in China. Next is the translation and introduction of the physical education in China. First, translation and introduction of physical education concepts. The Chinese vocabulary for physical education is the consequence of the translation and adoption of Western concepts of physical education. The Chinese vocabulary of 体育教 is the result of translating and borrowing Western concepts of physical education. In the second place, the introduction of a physical education concept from Japan. The Chinese character 体育 come from Japan, and Japan did not have the word physical education before the 19th century. As a result, they used the Chinese character for education and pronounced it as Japanese, which was widely accepted in the academic community. This process also led to the introduction of the word 体育 in Japanese, simplified as 体育. Last but not least, with the diversity explosion and innovative development of physical education. Under the guiding ideology of health first, physical education have been given a new mission, which is to enhance physical fitness, civil protection, and national defense construction. Finally is the discussion and conclusion. Since the beginning of Yan Fu's translation, modern China has expanded the scope of physical education to all citizens, reflecting the diligence and efforts of Chinese people to cooperate with environment pressure. The attributes of physical education are not singular, such as fitness, education, culture, competition, skills, entertainment, and sociality, all of which are vital attributes of sports. Also, the notion of physical education in modern China originated from the drive for national physical education, and the prefix education was added to the broad concept of human physical activity. Next is the conclusion. One is the translation and evaluation of the concept of physical education in China reflects the developmental trajectory of China's physical ideology. Next, the concept of physical education will continue to evolve and develop, injecting new validity and momentum into China's physical industry. That's all my research about physical education concepts in China. Very simple introduction. Thanks for your listening. Thank you.